So we'll go ahead and get into agents here. Why do we want to talk about this in the first place? If you listen to MCAP Start for Partners, if you listen to any of the monthly calls where Microsoft talks about some of the new focuses for the new year, you probably heard every single person on the call talk about this. I mean, I listened through probably 10 plus hours, and almost every single speaker mentioned the word agent. Okay. Now, where is this coming from? I'm going to put this in the chat window just to give you guys a little bit of context. You probably have heard this term, the frontier firm. Microsoft's been talking quite a bit about, okay? In their mind, AI is the next wave of technology services. It's the biggest opportunity in their mind. They've actually quantified it. They said that when looking through the lens, agents along with security are the two potential largest places for growth for partners, according to what they see in FY26. And so if you look at the snip I sent in the chat window, you'll notice that they want to put partners along this journey in 3 different stages, okay? The first stage is around a human with an assistant. And if you start thinking about what has Microsoft done, that was the FY25 focus. That was Copilot chat, right? Getting people comfortable and understanding how to work with a large language model. But the time has come to move on to stage 2. And that's why, in my mind, FY26 is all about agents. It's human-led agents. No longer is it an assistant that can help you finish tasks more quickly. It's about actually having that assistant do that task themselves, building in the knowledge into that assistant so that it can automate that entire process. And if you look at stage 3, some of us here might be slightly concerned because it's human-led, agent-controlled processes where now we're actually replacing the need for people on the team, right? We're going from learning how to work with an AI to telling the AI how to work to having the AI actually be a dedicated resource inside of the organization. That is the flow that Microsoft is looking towards. And so this year, we're geared on agents. So we go to the next slide, Dave, real quick, for anybody who maybe you haven't heard of this term. What is an agent? You can see on the screen, right? It's an AI assistant to help optimize business processes. That's the key. Processes is what agents are built and created to solve, right? Instead of you having to be actively working and doing this, you can tell the AI how to get this done. And you see it's a connection between your applications, potentially your Copilot foundational understanding of the business. Oftentimes, there's definitely going to be the Power Platform in the form of either a Power App or an automate flow that's going to be built into that. And then also you're going to have data. That's going to be the core, most important resource that this agent is going to be working from. And so inside of your 365 repository of data, that's probably going to be a critical piece where you're going to get a lot of information to help it accomplish that task. Before I get to the next piece, Alan's asking, what's the reseller margin? There's not necessarily any difference for a reseller in terms of margin here. Oftentimes, when you're talking about agents, you're talking about a tool that's going to consume Azure resources. And so whatever your Azure margin is, that's what you're looking at. However, these are all hero products for Microsoft. And so oftentimes there's additional accelerators, which I'm sure Dave will get into a little bit later today, that will make it more lucrative for partners to actually go through that process.